Numbers, and more numbers. Lots of listener-requested info on this one. Crew, let's ranch it up. Good day, everyone, and thanks for riding with us on this all-new episode of the Ranch It Up Radio Show. I'm Jeff Tigger Erhardt. A big thank you goes out to our partners, Green Acres, Vitelli, Pharmatan and Imogene Ingredients, the American Gelbvieh Association, the Tri-State Livestock News, the Farmer and Rancher Exchange and the Fence Post, Abrahamson Rodeo Company, Westway Feed Products, Neogen, Allied Genetic Resources, Livestock Market and EquineMarket.com, AuctionTime.com, RFD TV, the Cowboy Channel, and Wrangler. Bec taking a little bit of time off, still doing her show, but taking a little bit of time off of this one, just giving her a little bit of break because, well, truth be told, over the weekend, her and one of the horses just didn't get along. And we'll just leave it at that. Then everybody kind of needs to take a little time to heal up and rest from that one. A lot of information that we need to go through today, crew. I'm going to keep the news real quick, real tight, and real short because I've got a lot of market information to go over, sale barn numbers that have been by request. So one of our top news stories in Cattle Facts' Troy Applehans said that there are many positives in the current cattle market, but he says there are also a lot of headwinds as well. He recently spoke at the Colorado Livestock Association's 2022 fall webinar series. He says obviously the drought situation, the geopolitical situation, the things that are happening regarding the Fed and interest rates that are spooking the markets a little bit. He says that's kind of an obvious one. He says we know that we've got plenty of headwinds. He says we also know that there are plenty of opportunities out there in front of us. We just have to discover them. He says typically that cattle cycles, there's about a 10 to 12 year period between a high price to a high price or a low price to a low price. He says we feel that we're probably in the very beginning of stages of this current cattle cycle. He said harvest numbers are starting to come down to a degree and says we haven't seen a significant reduction in harvest numbers quite yet. He believes packers are more willing now to harvest cattle at lower profits than have been observed during the past several years. And he believes that at some point cattle prices will peak out and the cattle inventory will continue to increase as well. Keep it tuned right here to the Ranch It Up Radio Show. We have got all those numbers to go through, lots and lots of numbers to go through by request. We've got more coming up, and it's right after this. You've done everything that you need to do at this point. Vaccinations, management, genetics, environmental control. But let's talk nutrition. Now, it doesn't have to be difficult or overwhelming or complicated at all, so let's keep things real simple. Westway Feed Products. For the cow-calf operation, dairy, feedlots, equine, custom even if you need. Nutrition is a lot more than having grass or hay, so keep it simple. You can count on Westway Feed Products. WestwayFeed.com.
Cattle market reports to various news stories. The Tri-State Livestock News covers it all. Check us out at tsln.com. Subscriptions or advertising, call Tracy Hawk at 406-951-3211. The Tri-State Livestock News, what ranchers read.
Hey, it's Mark Banzi with LivestockMarket.com, EquineMarket.com, and AuctionTime.com. Give us a call, 844-775-4762, or look us up online at LivestockMarket.com. Thanks, guys.
Vitelli is a precision livestock company that has set out to solve what we call the triple challenge. And the triple challenge is really the combination of the need for more protein, coupled with doing it in a more sustainable production practice. And then lastly, doing it in a way that producers can make money. And that is the ultimate challenge that Vitelli has set out to solve for. We know that genetic progress is a permanent and compounding solution to that triple challenge.
Let's get it on.
Cattle Battle.
Crew, welcome back, and thanks so much for keeping it tuned right here to the Ranch It Up Radio Show. You can get a hold of us 24/7 by calling 707-726-2420. Our email is ranchitupshow@gmail.com, and we are always prowling around social media, and I got my phone next to me all the time. Send me a message whenever, wherever, and however. If you have questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, we will field them all. This one is backed by popular demand today. It's just going to be the T-Man, going to be me with you, going through lots and lots of numbers. 'Tis the season for the ballers, going across the scales, A lot of deals being done, forward contracts, calves being shipped, those spring-born calves. So a lot of you have been wanting to sit back, relax, and hear various different market reports across the country. Now, it does take a considerable amount of time to put this information together, so I am darn glad to be bringing it to you. So I'm going to go through the numbers slowly so that you can just kind of comprehend them and you can kind of paint those pictures of those steers and those different heifers and weight classes. I do have some weigh-up cows and bulls that I'm going to be reporting on as well. So to kind of give you an idea of what we're going to talk about today. And before I get to that, I will mention we are ever so closer to launching our new program where we are going to focus entirely on the sale of cattle. We're going to cover a lot of purebred sales. We're going to cover seed stock sales. We're going to be covering bred heifers. A lot of people have asked for some horses in there, so we're working on that as we speak. And you know what? The boss lady is buggered up, as I said at the beginning of the show, come off a horse, so not feeling well. So it's taking us a little longer to put that together than we wanted to. But here we go with the market reports for today. 5 different sale barns is what we're going to cover. I'm going to start in Oregon, then I'm going to go to North Dakota, then Nebraska, Colorado, and finish up with Texas. And these were all 5 that were specifically requested by various different listeners that they wanted to hear these reports. First, we're going to start out in Eugene Livestock Auction, Junction City, Oregon. For more information, you can go to eugenelivestock.com. Starting out on the steer side, 3 to 4 weight steers, $1.40 to $1.60. This is their sale at the end of October, by the way, right before Halloween, so a couple weeks ago. Starting out on the steer side, 5 to 6 weight steers at $1.40 to $1.85. 6 to 7 weights, $1.40 to $1.56. 7 to 8 weight choice steers, they're calling them $1.30 up to $1.45. On to the heifer side, the heifer mates, 5 to 6 weights, $1.30 to $1.51. 6 to 7 weight heifers in Oregon, $1.05 to $1.27.5. 7 to 8 weights, $1.10 to $1.35. Bred cows, they're calling them all the way down to 6 1/4 up to $12.60 a head, which, by the way, we will be reporting on those too now that we're getting close to those sales. And on the way up side, the high-yielding cows in between 68 and 80, and the high-yielding bulls in between 80 and $1.06. On to Kist Livestock. Big runs, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 head going across their scales. Last week they called the 5 to 5.5 weights, $11 higher. The 5.5 to 6 weights, $7 higher. Heavier cattle, they called them $7 higher, $9 higher compared to the previous week. Starting out on the steer side, Kist Livestock in Mandan, North Dakota, kistlivestock.com. If you're wanting some more information, 410 to 4.5 weight steers, 210 to 238. Now, I do not have details on if these are Shar-cross calves, if they're red calves, black calves. I don't have any details on that. I don't have any details on the management of those calves. I don't have the vaccination record on those calves, but you know my feelings around that. You need to do it, and you need to market it very heavily. Now, 4.5 to 5 weight steers in Mandan, 203 to 233. 5 to 540 weights at $1.95 to $2.23. Wow. 5.5 to 6 weights at $1.87 to $2.15. 6 to 6.5 weights, $1.80 up to $2.15. 6.5 to 7 weight steers, $1.79 up to $2.05.5. And then 7 to 7.5 weight steers, $1.84 up to $1.92.5. And again, I don't have the details on these calves, and these are, I can't say that they're incredible prices because that depends upon your operation. Are they making a profit on your operation is the question that you need to know and need to ask yourselves. For the heifer mates, 4.5 to 5 weights, $1.81 to $2.02. 5 to 5.5 weights, $1.82 to $1.96. 5.5 to 6 weight heifers, $1.76 to $1.89. 6 to 6.5 weights, $1.75 up to $1.83.5. Let's see here, $6.65 up to 7 weights at $1.70.5 up to $1.83.5. And then some heavyweight heifers I want to tell you about. Some 9 to 9.5 weight heifers, some heavier cattle, $1.66 to $1.74. And that's Kist Livestock in Mandan, North Dakota. Dropping down a couple states, we're going to go to Nebraska. Burwell Livestock Market in Burwell, Nebraska. For more information, go to burwelllivestock.com. Here's your recap from last week. On the steer side, 4.5 to 460 weight steers in Nebraska at Burwell, 233.5 to 240. 5 to 5.5 weight steers, 209 to 220. 5.5 to 6 weights, $1.97 to 207.5. Then for some unweaned cattle, all right? Unweaned now, 6 to 6.5 weight steers in Burwell, Nebraska that were unweaned, $1.91 to $1.97. 6.5 to 7 weight unweaned steers, $1.87 to $1.94.5. On to the heifer side, 4 to 4.5 weight heifers at $201 to $218.5. 4.5 to 470 weights at $202 to $218. 5 to 530 weight heifers at $1.91 all the way up to $2. 5.5 to 580 weight heifers in Nebraska, $1.80 to $1.94. And then some replacement quality heifers. These were right around 6 weight heifers, I'm going to call them, $1.94 up to $1.97.5. And that is a look at Burwell Livestock in Burwell, Nebraska. Moving to the west, we go to Centennial Livestock Auction, Fort Collins, Colorado. Their website, casauction.com. A recap from last week on the steer side. 5 to 5.5 weight steers, $1.92.5 to $201. 570, that is, 570 to 590 weight steers, $1.89 to $1.91.5. 6 to 6.5 weights, $1.80 to $1.88. 6.5 to 7 weight steers, $1.78 to $1.88.75. The heifer mates in Fort Collins, Colorado, the 4 to 4.5 weight heifers, $1.95 to $203. 4.5 to 5 weight heifers, $1.87 to $201. 5 to 5.5 weight heifers, $1.78 to $1.92.5. 5.5 to 6 weight heifers, $1.64 to $1.71. And then 6 to 630 weight heifers at $1.62 to $1.63. That is a look at Centennial Livestock Auction last week in Fort Collins, Colorado. Now I'm going to wrap up with Cattleman's Livestock Auction in Delhart, Texas. A little smaller run than usual, but a recap from their sale last week. On the steer side, 4 to 4.5 weight steers at $218 to $239, Delhart, Texas now. 5 to 5.5 weight steers, $1.90 to $206. 575 up to 6 weight steers, $1.88 to $1.96. Some unweaned steers, 6 to 630 weights, $1.73.25 to $1.77. Those are unweaned steers. Here's another group of unweaned steers. A bigger bunch, 660 to 7 weights, $1.64 to $1.64.5. Another big bunch, heavier weight cattle, 7 to 7.5 weights. These are unweaned steers at $1.50 to $1.59.5. Some heavier steers I want to tell you about, a bigger bunch. These are 8-weight calves. They were right around $8.10 up to $8.40 at $1.55 to $1.65. On to the heifer mates in Delhart, Texas. 5 to 5.5 weight heifers, $1.81 to $1.90. 5.5 up to 575 weights, $1.79 to $1.85. Here's a group of unweaned heifers. These are heavier heifers, 6.5 up to 7 weights, $1.48 to $1.49. Then some heavier heifers, 8.30 to 8.50 weights, $1.56 to $1.59. On the weigh-up side, the weigh-up cows, average yielding up to high-yielding weigh-up cows, 60 to 82 in the weigh-up bulls in Delhart, Texas last week, 90 up to $1.01. And that is a quick recap of 5 different barns in Oregon, North Dakota, Nebraska, Colorado, and Texas. If there is some specific information that you want me to research, I will certainly do so. Just reach out to us. And remember, keep it tuned right here at all times to the Ranch It Up Radio Show, and follow us on Facebook, and we will let you know exactly when we are launching our new report. And you all are going to like that, because it is going to be nothing but the numbers. And I know a lot of you like when we go through the numbers as often as we can. So with that, I know that was a lot to digest, but I hope you all could take a handle of it. And speaking of numbers, I've got Kirk on hold as we speak. And you know what? Let's just talk some more numbers when we come back with more of the Ranch It Up Radio Show. Neogen, the partner you need.
Some of our best products and improvements come from producers. And if they've got an idea on maybe how we can help, we'd like to hear what they have to say. Contact us directly. Go to neogen.com. We're more than happy to help.
Neogen, the partner you now have. Gelbvieh and Balancer, maternal efficiency and moderate mature size are a few of the strengths of Gelbvieh. Longevity, fertility, pounds of calf weaned per cow exposed are all part of that picture. Gelbvieh and Balancer, the continental breed of choice. Pharmaten, healthier calves and more dollars in your pocket. How?
Coccidia control, and then excellent with that transition to solid feed and seeing their weights really hold up as they put cattle through their weaning ration.
ImageneIngredients.com, home of Pharmaten. Want to add just a little bit of spice to your event, your customer appreciation supper, your banquet, your meeting?
Oh, yeah.
Well, bring in us. Bec and I as your keynote speakers, hosts, MCs, a host couple. We'll make them laugh, even cry tears of joy. Call us today. It's not every day that you find something so, natural that works. Green Acres Angus genetics are just that. Despite market trends and fads of breeding large-frame cattle, Green Acres has remained true to its focus, breeding medium-framed, fertile cattle that perform on a 100% grass-fed and finished diet. These genetics produce efficient cattle that turn grass into high-choice and prime carcasses. To learn more, visit green-acres.org. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for keeping it tuned right here to the Ranch It Up Radio Show. It's that time when we check in with Kirk Donsbach, StoneX Financial Incorporated, by the way. If you're just tuning in and you just found us, congratulations, by the way. And you can get Kirk's free newsletter by texting the word cattle, CATTLE, to 33777. And Kirk goes into a lot of details of the markets, of what they did and why they did it and what's going on. So this is the time when I turn it over to you, Kirk, and say, what happened in the markets? What did they do?
Well, good morning to you, Tigger, and thank you for that little tidbit there. I very much appreciate it. Mm-hmm. As of Friday, November 4th, November feeders closed the week at 178.17.5. That's down 32.5 cents on the week, with the CME feeder index at 176.99. That's up $1.14, leaving our basis a negative 83.5 cents. So very normalized basis as we go into expiration for November. December live closed 151.70. That's down $1.22.5, with cash trading 149 to 150 in the south and 153 to 55 in the north. The 5-area weighted average was 151.91, up 7 cents, so a flat week in cash, leaving our basis at a negative 26 cents, so also a normalized basis. Our weekly slaughter came in again at a very salty 667,000 head. That's 15,000 over the same week last year. Choice boxes closed Friday at 263.75, also flat on the week, up 49 cents. To wrap this up, December corn closed the week at 680.25, up half a penny. The big news of the week was Russia pulled out of the Ukraine grain export deal and the market spiked higher. And then they promptly reversed course, re-entered the deal, and corn broke down into the trading range it's been in for the last couple of weeks. They're now presently asking for exemptions for a bank or an ag lender that facilitates exports to try to increase Russia's grain exports. So that'll be the news to watch in the corn market going forward.
So, Kirk, got a few questions for you before I say fare thee well and I turn you loose. We've coined all kinds of phrases. We should be market makers and not market takers, and all sorts of different things. Here we are. We're in November. We've got less than 60 days going into the close of the year. What are some of those things that we need to be thinking about in terms of bookwork, record-keeping, markets? Oh, okay, I know we could do about 12 shows just on what I just said, but going forward here, what should we start to keep in mind so that it doesn't sneak up on us and we go, oh, no, we got to do X, Y, and Z?
The most probably basic and fundamental thing, and it's ironic because I just gave a presentation last week, and one of the other presenters was a lender, and this lady was helping people create a better budget for when they go into the bank. And it's ironic, we've talked about the budget, but it's also so critical, break evens to what we do on the marketing side. And I think that's where I would start. understand and know your break evens, and that would involve everything, right? What is inflation doing to that? What is my grass doing to that? What's my water situation doing to that? I think it all kind of centers around a budget and break even.
I'm going to echo that. I'm going to say not think. I'm going to come in and say 100%, because when we talk about the markets and if it's good or not, I don't know. I mean, what may work for you, Kirk, may not work for my outfit. And if we don't know what it costs us, however you want to do it, if it's on a per calf basis, on, pounds per acre, however somebody is putting that information together, we say we got to put the information together, because then we don't know really if what we're griping about is really worth the gripe, or is something there that we can turn a very good profit, versus just assuming that it all works out. And then, like you said, at the end of the year, in the beginning of the year, we go into our banker and our lender and our financial officers with all this information, and then we hope that we can put it all together again.
And the last item, Tigger, and we don't talk about the deferred contracts. We're always, the nearby contracts when we do this radio bit. But it ties into what we do on the futures market, as August and September sit around $2 feeders. So that's a $2 800-pound animal. And then we can all extrapolate that to what that means for our calves. And this is not a strong recommendation that you need to do something, because obviously the supply side is very bullish.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a lot of concern in the economy and various other areas. And I would strongly recommend all your listeners take a serious look at those $2 levels in August and September of 2023 that are available right now today.
And people wanting some more information, what do we do? The newsletter, I know, is first, and then after the newsletter, just drop you an email. Is that a good way to start said conversations?
Email is my best. I think I'll just put out my phone number again, so we're not trying to transfer an email on the radio. Okay. My phone number is 406-301-8139.
Give us that one more time, Kirk.
406-301-8139.
Hey guys, Mark Banzi with livestockmarket.com. First off, I promised you guys I would get you some hay pricing averages from our November 2nd sale. All those results are online now if you want to go check those out. It was a big hay sale, over 7,000 bales sold on it. Most of it was grass hay. A little bit of it was alfalfa on there and a little bit of sorghum and some straw, but anyway, here's how all the averages broke down. So, small square grass bales averaged $6.25 a bale. Large round grass averaged $127 a ton, or about $65 a bale. Large square grass averaged $153 a ton. Good wheat straw was averaging $40 a ton. And round bales of sorghum were actually averaging $140 a ton. So pricing was generally good. It wasn't crazy high. So don't overpay for your hay, guys. I know crazy high hay prices, that's all that anybody's talking about right now. From what I'm seeing, if you're looking in the right places, you shouldn't have to overpay for it. If you need to get more hay bought, keep an eye on our online auction. Basically, every Wednesday, we will be selling hay on there from now to the end of the year. And prices will creep up as we get deeper and deeper into the winter. So keep an eye on that if you're still hunting hay. Next on the list for us is our special bull, cow, and replacement online auction. That sale is going to be December 7th. If you got cattle you'd like to put on that sale, we need to have them listed by November 23rd at the absolute latest. Bred cows and feeders both sold really strong this week on our auction. Cows averaged $1,100 a head regardless of where they were from. On the feeders and stockers, don't forget it's just $1 a head to sell those on there. If you got cattle you want to list on that December 7th sale, give us a call, 844-775-4762, or check us out online at livestockmarket.com.
Crew, jump on livestockmarket.com. Use it as part of your tool base, your toolbox. Use it for pricing out to see what prices may be in your area if you're looking to buy or sell, where things should be staged at, where they should be priced at. Livestockmarket.com. Beck and I use it all the time when we're searching, when we're trying to price out the bred heifers. If we're looking for hay too, just like Mark was talking about. So they brought you auctiontimes.com, right? We're all familiar with that. So livestockmarket.com. While you're buzzing around and you're playing around, if you're into the horse deal like we are too, jump on equinemarket.com.
I tip my hat to you, from one legend to another.
Now, before we go and we say fare thee well, I want to give a really big tip of the hat to Veterans Day. All of our vets out there, those who are serving or have served in our U.S. Armed Forces. I know that it was on Friday, November 11th. As far as I'm concerned, Veterans Day is 365 days a year. Now, the restoration of the observance of Veterans Day on November 11th, not only it preserves the historical significance of the date, but it helps focus attention on the important purpose of Veterans Day, and that is a celebration to honor America's veterans for their patriotism, their love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for this great land. Honor to all the veterans out there. And now that's going to wrap it up for today. A big thank you to all of our partners, and we got quite a lineup. Green Acres, Vitelli, Pharmatan and Imogene Ingredients, the American Gelbvieh Association, the Tri-State Livestock News, the Farmer and Rancher Exchange, and the Fence Post, Abrahamson Rodeo Company, Westway Feed Products, Neogen, Allied Genetic Resources, LivestockMarket.com, EquineMarket.com, AuctionTime.com, RFD TV, the Cowboy Channel, and Wrangler. Crew, so glad y'all came with us one more time as we ranch it up. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook at Ranch It Up Show. Our email is ranchitupshow@gmail.com, and you can call and text me 24/7 at 707-RANCH20. That's just text me or call me at 707-726-2420. Spread the good word and join us again next week where it's always Tigger approved. Stay ranchy and ranch it up.